After 2 years together, I'm starting to wonder if my girlfriend is only with me because she can't be with someone else. Posted by you/throwravanderlinder. I've been with my girlfriend Jordan, 26F, for a little over 2 years. We live together and have two cats. Up until this past weekend, I thought everything was perfect in our relationship. I was even planning to propose within the next year. We rarely argue. Jordan is sweet and easygoing, and we get along well in every way. But after what happened this weekend, I'm questioning everything about our relationship and wondering if I should just break up with her. The issue revolves around Jordan's best friend Mark, 26M. They grew up together in a small religious community, but Jordan left the church at 19 and moved to our state. Mark still works for the church back in her hometown. He's the only person from that community she still talks to besides her parents. At first, I didn't think much of their friendship, even though they FaceTime often. I trusted Jordan when she said they were just friends. On Saturday, I met Mark for the first time when he visited our city. Jordan wanted us all to have dinner together. At first, I wasn't jealous or suspicious. I was actually excited to meet him after hearing so much about him over the years. But during dinner, their behavior made me feel like a third wheel. They were constantly touching each other's arms and shoulders, holding hands at times, and laughing about inside jokes that excluded me entirely. They even did this thing where they put their foreheads together whenever they laughed. The way they looked at each other was even worse. It wasn't how you'd look at someone who's just a friend. Throughout dinner, Jordan barely acknowledged me. She was so focused on Mark that it felt like I wasn't even there. Normally, Jordan is very considerate and would notice immediately if I wasn't having a good time or if she was being rude to someone else at the table. But it was like she became a completely different person around Mark, someone who didn't care about my feelings or realize how uncomfortable she was making me. When Jordan stepped away to use the restroom, I confronted Mark directly. Me. So are you into my girl, or what's going on here? Mark, nothing's going on at all. That ship sailed a long time ago. Me, what does that mean? Did you guys date at some point? Mark, no, we never did. When she left the church, we both knew it meant we'd never be together. We've accepted being friends and nothing else. I pressed further, asking if he'd marry her if she returned to the church. He shrugged and said it was irrelevant because she'd never go back. When Jordan returned, Mark joked about my question, calling her a godless heathen, which made them both laugh. This whole interaction left me feeling like Jordan and Mark are secretly in love, but can't be together due to their religious differences. It made me wonder if Jordan is only with me because she can't have Mark, and whether I'm just her second choice. Our relationship has been great otherwise, and Jordan has always treated me well, except for this one night when Mark was around. I'm torn between trusting her and ending things for my own self-respect. Update, November 10th, 2023. I talked to Jordan on Wednesday night instead of breaking up immediately. After discussing everything, I realized ending things would have been an overreaction. While I was justified in feeling upset about dinner with Mark, I don't believe Jordan secretly wants to be with him more than me. During our conversation, I told Jordan how excluded and uncomfortable I felt at dinner due to her behavior with Mark. She seemed genuinely surprised and apologized immediately. She explained that Mark is touchy with everyone, not just her, and wished I brought it up during dinner, so she could have stopped it sooner. Jordan also shared more about her history with Mark. She admitted caring about him deeply, but insisted it wasn't romantic. When she was 17 and struggling with suicidal thoughts after being ostracized by her religious community, Mark was her only friend who supported her daily until she moved away at 19. This bond explains their close friendship. I mentioned Mark's comment about marriage if she hadn't left the church and asked if he might still have feelings for her. Jordan firmly denied this, but acknowledged that their friendship might seem unusual to others. At the end of our talk, Jordan said Mark would be passing through our city again soon, but offered not to invite him over if it made me uncomfortable, a gesture I appreciated as a sign of respect for our relationship. For now, I'm choosing to trust Jordan while keeping an eye on how things develop between her and Mark. Update 2, January 24th, 2024, nearly 3 months later. The situation seems resolved now after Jordan and Mark had an argument that ended their friendship entirely. When Mark passed through our city again, Jordan told him we weren't available to hang out because she wanted to respect our relationship by taking some space from him. Mark blamed me for this decision and tried guilting Jordan into seeing him anyway by accusing her of being a worse person since leaving the church. This upset Jordan deeply as it reminded her of how people in the church used to treat her before she left. She hung up on him mid-conversation. Mark texted her the next day, accusing her of choosing some boyfriend over him after everything he'd done for her over the years. When she reiterated her need for boundaries in their friendship, now that she's in a relationship, he blocked her number entirely. Jordan felt guilty about how things ended, but eventually recognized that his behavior was manipulative and toxic. She blocked him back on all platforms to prevent future contact. While I'm relieved that Mark is out of our lives now, Jordan has been struggling emotionally with feelings of abandonment similar to what she experienced as a teenager when other church friends turned their backs on her. After discussing this together, she agreed to seek therapy for unresolved religious trauma. Jordan has started therapy sessions recently, which seem helpful so far, though I don't ask for details since it's personal for her. Relevant comments. Pixel_Spartan. Did Jordan acknowledge that all the touching was inappropriate? And did you ask how she'd feel if roles were reversed? Opie. Yes, she admitted it was inappropriate once she thought back on it and apologized sincerely. Hefty. Equivalent 6581. It sounds like Mark used guilt-tripping tactics against Jordan because he couldn't accept being less important than you in her life anymore. Opie. Agreed. His reaction proved he wasn't a healthy presence in her life anymore.